Jai Hind to all the future officers. Today we will be studying about the roles of Indian Navy in various operations. This would be our third video and the last video on the defense knowledge on Indian Navy. Okay, so first engagement of Indian Navy was in the Operation Vijay, which was the liberation of Goa from the Portuguese in 1961. Okay, so in 1961, if you have studied the history, you might know the sentence Portuguese were first to come in India and last to go. So till 1961 also Portuguese were reluctant to leave India. At that time Operation Vijay was launched by Indian Navy, and Indian Navy supported troops landing and provided fire support, and thus they were able to drive out Portuguese. In 1962 India-China war, there was no role played by Indian Navy. Okay, in 1965 India-Pakistan war, Indian coastal city of Dwarka was attacked by Pakistani Navy. Though there were no military resources present in the Dwarka city, but the major thing was that Indian Navy then came there. Indian Navy protected our borders. Indian Navy protected the Dwarka city from the Pakistani Navy in the 1965 war. Okay, then in 1971 war. In 1971 war, the Admiral of the Indian Navy was Sardari Lal Mathura Das Nanda Sir, and the Navy successfully enforced a naval blockade of West and East Pakistan. Pakistan's long-range submarine PNS Ghazi was sunk following an attack by the destroyer INS Rajput of the coast of Vishakhapatnam in the midnight of 34 December 1971. Okay, so you all know about the movie Ghazi attack. If you know, that's good. If you don't know, not a problem. But in the movie Ghazi attack, it is shown that how PNS Ghazi of Pakistan tried to attack the coast of India, and how INS Rajput of Indian Navy, it sunk the PNS Ghazi. Major reason for that why Pakistan was trying to attack the coastal regions of India was because West Pakistan is the current Pakistan, and East Pakistan was the current Bangladesh. Okay, so generally from West Pakistan to East Pakistan, reinforcements were being sent off from the naval route because Air Force was active, so Pakistan couldn't take the aerial route. So generally through the naval route, through the oceanic route, Pakistan was sending reinforcement in Bangladesh. But Indian Navy played an important role in creating the blockade, and thus the reinforcements were not able to reach the Bangladesh, and Indian Army played a significant role in defeating Pakistan in 1971 war, and highest surrender after World War II. 93,000 soldiers of Pakistani Army surrendered. Okay, so Admiral Sardari Lal Mathura Das Nanda was the Admiral of the Indian Navy. You should remember it. Okay, on 4th December, Operation Trident was launched by Indian Navy, and in Operation Trident, Indian Navy attacked the Karachi port, and in attacked the Karachi port, Karachi port was the Pakistan naval headquarters. Okay, and from there, when the Indian Navy attacked the Karachi port, they sank a minesweeper, a destroyer, a ammunition supply ship, also damaged and destroyed oil storage tank at the Karachi port. Okay, so this was Operation Trident on 4th December. Now this was followed by Operation Python on 8 December 1971, further depreciating the Pakistan Navy capabilities. Okay, so Operation Python on 8 December 1971 was against launched. Okay, so remember one thing, 4th December 1971 Operation Trident was launched, and because of it only, Indian Navy Day is celebrated on 4th December every year. Okay, now Operation Python we have covered. In Bay of Bengal, the aircraft carrier INS Vikrant was deployed, which also created a blockade from East Pakistan and West Pakistan, so that West Pakistan couldn't supply reinforcement to the East Pakistan. Seahawk and allies aircraft from INS Vikrant sank numerous gunboats and Pakistani merchant marine ships. To demonstrate its solidarity, and as an ally, US sent its aircraft carrier USS Enterprise into Bay of Bengal. We all know, friends, that at that time generally United Kingdom and USA both were allied towards Pakistan, so they both sent their aircraft carriers to attack India. but at that time Soviet Union Navy came into power, came into force, and they protected India, and they confronted the United States and United Kingdom's Navy. They brought the nuclear powered submarine. Okay, so that because of which only currently we are one of the best ally of the Russia. We consider Russia as one of our trusted ally. Okay, now in the end, the naval blockade of Pakistan choked off the supply of reinforcement to the Pakistani forces, which proved to be decisive in the overwhelming defeat of Pakistan. Now, in 1983, Indian Navy prevented the Indian Navy just supported the government of Mauritius because there was a fear of military coup. This operation was Lal Dora. In 1986, again the Operation Flower Are Blooming was launched by Indian Navy so that the attempt of military coup in Seychelles can be averted. Okay, in 1988, again in Maldives, the military coup was avoided by the Indian Navy under the Operation Cactus. Okay, so Indian Navy maritime reconnaissance aircraft detected the ships hijacked by the plot rebels. INS Godavari and Indian Marine Commandos recaptured the ships and arrested the rebels. So this was the scenario of Maldives. In the Maldives in 1988, Operation Cactus, Indian Navy, how it captured the hijacked rebels and prevented the averted military coup in Maldives. During 99 Kargil War, the Western and Eastern fleets were deployed in the Northern Arabian Sea as a part of Operation Talwar. Under Operation Talwar, they safeguarded the India's maritime assets from potential Pakistani naval attack, as also deterred Pakistan from attempting to block Indian sea trade routes. Okay, so we all know that Pakistan is the country which comes in between when India goes from our ports to Arab nations. Okay, and generally we do the oil trade from Arab nations. So at that time also Indian Navy played an important role in 1999 Kargil War. Indian Navy deployed Western and Eastern fleets in Arabian Sea, Northern Arabian Sea. Operation Talwar was launched and Indian Navy protected India from the Pakistani Navy's threat. Okay, Indian Navy's aviator flew sorties and marine commandos fought alongside Indian Army personnel in the Himalayas. Okay, you all know that Indian Navy aviators, which mean the aircraft flyers, pilots, just flew the sorties so that to keep the check Pakistani Navy is not active in our region, and marine commandos fought in the Himalayas with our Indian Army forces in 1999 Kargil War. In October 1999, Navy along with Indian Coast Guard rescued MV Eldrona Rainbow, apprehended Japanese cargo ship. Okay, the Navy was part of Joint Forces exercise Operation Parakram during 2001-2002 India-Pakistan standoff. More than a dozen warships were deployed to the Northern Arabian Sea. Okay, so and why was this standoff being done? Because in 2001, you all know the parliament attack took place where the terrorists attacked our Indian parliament. Okay, the Navy plays an important role in providing humanitarian relief in times of natural disaster, including floods, cyclones, and tsunamis. In the aftermath of 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami, the Indian Navy launched massive disaster relief operation to help the affected Indian state as well as Maldives, Sri Lanka and Indonesia in 2004. In again 2006 Israel-Lebanon conflict, Indian Navy launched Operation Sukoon and evacuated 2,280 personnel from 20 to 29 July 2006, including 436 Sri Lankans, 69 Nepalis, 7 Lebanese nations from war-torn Lebanon. Okay, other than that, all were Indians. Other than these numbers of Sri Lankan, Nepalis and Lebanese. Okay, so in 2006 Israel-Lebanon conflict, Indian Navy again rescued our Indian citizens. So this is the image, okay, of 2006 Israel-Lebanon conflict. In February 2011, Indian Navy launched Operation Safe Homecoming and rescued Indian nations from war-torn Libya. In 2011, if you know, Arab Spring came and all Gaddafi forces were there and Syrian crisis were there, and in Libya also the Syrian crisis affected. So all these things, Libya dictator was Muhammad Gaddafi. He was killed. So from here only Arab Spring was started. So this is a whole lot new topic you have to study about. This you can study anytime. These all are interesting geopolitical events. Okay, but in 2011 February, you can just remember Indian Navy launched Operation Safe Homecoming and rescued Indian nations from war-torn Libya. Between January and March, Indian Navy launched Operation Island Watch to deter piracy attempts by Somalian pirates of the Lakshadweep archipelago. This operation had numerous successes in preventing pirate attacks. During 2015 crisis in Yemen, Indian Navy was part of Operation Rahat and rescued more than 3,000 individuals, of which 129 were foreign nationals. Again, in COVID-19, Mission Sagar was initiative of Indian Navy that was launched to provide essential aid and supplies to pandemic hit countries in Indian Ocean region. Okay, so friends, this was the last video of our knowledge about Indian Navy. Now the modernization plan of Indian Navy, I will be covering it with Indian Army, Navy and Air Force. But before that, I will be making the detailed knowledge video on Indian Air Force. Okay, so 3, 4, 5, whatever videos it take. Now then we will cover Indian Air Force. Then majorly Indian Army we have covered. But if anything is left of Indian Army, then after Indian Air Force we will cover that, and in that only we will cover about the modernization plan. Then we will go with the knowledge about different corps of Indian Army. Then where this location, everything, the motto, anything. Then we will study about special forces, Para SF, Garud, Marcos. We will study about them in detail. Okay, this is very much asked what regiment you want to join. So you have to have detailed knowledge about it, what weapons are used by that regiment. So these all things are asked. So we will cover about the parachute regiment. We will understand the difference between Para SF and parachute regiment. What is the difference? So all these things. Then after that we will cover different regiments like Gorkha Rifle, Rajputana Rifles, like this we will go. Okay, but these regiments, whatever particular regiment you want to join, you can study about it from YouTube and Google. You can gather the information, because that I will make the videos, it would take time. But my first priority is to cover all the defense knowledge, which is general, and it is asked in SSB interviews. So thank you for listening patiently. Hope you understood this whole topic on Indian Navy. If you have any doubts, do comment them in the comment box. Thank you so much. Jai Hind.